Welcome back everybody. Welcome back to The Disciplined Guy. I've got a good story for you today. This one's titled, I, 35-year-old female, discovered my husband, 38 male, infidelity and his double life thanks to a Facebook post. What? Y'all know that I try to be critical of everybody and give them life advice based on my own personal experiences. And this is one for the guys. This is definitely one. And there's going to be some experiences that we can talk about from the girls as well on here. 1 second, everybody, please take a second to go ahead and like and subscribe the video. It's something that I'm seeing traction on the channel. I thank everybody that's doing that. I appreciate you. Take a second to go ahead and subscribe to the video. That way, maybe I can do this full time. And it's something I enjoy. And that would help me to be able to do this full time. All right, let's get back to the story. All right, so she writes, my husband and I have been married for 10 years and have 2 children together. He travels often. I also want to say that about 8 months ago, I discovered that I was infected with an incurable STD. He blamed me for this, saying that I was the one unfaithful. I was the one that was unfaithful, she meant to write. So this is something that I've seen enough in the world, and I've also read a bunch of stories about this. If somebody accuses you of being unfaithful, a lot of times in their minds, they're subconscious about what they're actually doing. So keep that in mind, that if somebody is constantly, maybe not even constantly, but out of the blue accuses you of being unfaithful, and then they're kind of always tiptoeing around that topic, they might be cheating on you. Just keep that in mind. That's a thing to keep up. You know I talk about blinders, don't have the blinders on. That's one of the signs. Let's keep it going. Well, I was browsing Facebook in a mother's group. In that group, it is for help with children, to ask for donations, share experiences, and memes. A mother shared that she would give her husband a laxative tea so he wouldn't go to a soccer game the next day. That's messed up. Don't do that. If I were to find out something like that, man, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do in that. You did this to me. You feel comfortable enough poisoning me, basically. It feels like it's a poisoning type situation. So what about if, worst case scenario, I could die for something like that. That's terrible. That's terrible. That person's a terrible human being. I was all mockery and laughter in the comments of the post and telling her to update the results. I am a person who likes to read comments. Unfortunately, I saw a profile that had a photo of a woman with my husband. What? Let's read more. Let's see what's going on. I started watching, and apparently they got married civilly. My husband created another profile but had a different name and surname. I think that child has his false last name because she uploaded a post when she went to register the child's birth certificate and placed the full name there as if she was proud of it. What? So if I'm reading this right, we see that she came across somebody on Facebook with her husband. She did the digging, found out she was married to her husband as well, and he has a kid with this person with a false name. What? So in the ideas of the law, you can't be married twice. So if the original poster got married to this person first, the second marriage isn't legal. I don't know if there's any, I'm sure there's some punishment for that. I just don't know what it is. Man, this is messed up. Guys, don't do this. This is awful. If you decide you don't want to be with somebody, leave them. Just leave them. Have some integrity. If you don't like somebody anymore, you don't want to be with somebody, just leave. It's that simple. Same thing with the girls. Just leave. If you don't want to be with somebody anymore, don't. Just walk away. Just walk away. Just walk away. All right, let's continue on. I posted it in the same group. Now that they give the option to post anonymously, several gave me advice, and we deduced that possibly the other lady didn't know because of what she shared on her profile. Very well possible. That's something I talk about. The cheating partner may not know. So don't always jump to conclusions about, hey, this person's a terrible person. They've been going after my spouse or whatever. They may not know. Your spouse may have been lying to them. Let's keep going. I wrote to her and was surprised that the B did know that we were married. They have been married for 2 years. 2 years. And their baby is approximately 14 months old. Although they are not technically married, their marriage is not, she's talking about what I said earlier. Their marriage is not legal because you only can be married once. That's freaking. So not only is this dude a cheater, this dude is married to another person and has a baby with this other person. It has 2 kids with the previous person. How is that going to mess up the kids? This is such a terrible situation. This dude is an awful human being. He's an awful human being to do this to his wife, to the kids. I'm not going to say he's an awful human being to do this to the affair partner because she knows about it. So she's, in my opinion, she's just as bad. I'm sure I'll come across a story eventually where this is something vice versa to this. You got to have some kind of integrity. I know dudes, we have it's controllable, but it seems uncontrollable at time, our drive. There's got to be some kind of honor amongst us that we're not sleeping around with another man's wife. There's just no way. You can't do that. You've got to have some kind of integrity about yourself to respect that entity of marriage. I had a friend once that would do that, and I stopped being friends once I found out. There's no way. You should not. You've got to have some kind of integrity about yourself that you're not gonna infringe on somebody's marriage and try to entice another woman or entice a woman who's married to somebody else. It's not okay. And I've ended friendships because of it. I only had one person that would do that. But this is what I talk about discipline. You got to have discipline. And in this case, sexual discipline. Okay, let's keep it going. I hired a lawyer. I took all the evidence and I am in the divorce process. Since when I complained, he preferred her. Wow. See, if you just don't want to be with the first wife anymore, just go through the divorce proceedings and then get with the second one. Like this is just messy. It's sloppy. It's wrong. There's just so many bad things it is. And to hide this for 2 years, terrible human being. All right. Since when I complained he preferred her, he left the house to live with her. Besides, he refuses to give alimony, claiming that he has another child to support and that if he has to give alimony to my children, they're both their kids, he will seek the minimum payment even if he has to quit his job. So this dude is in for a rude awakening because the judge will not base the alimony based on what you make now. The judge will base it based on if you quit your job intentionally, the judge will base the alimony based on what your potential is. I've seen it. I've heard of it. I've talked to my legal friends and they said they've seen it a bunch of times. If you go on YouTube, you'll hear stories about this. All jurisdictions have something that's equivalent to this. He's in for a rude awakening, and he doesn't have a choice to pay alimony if the legal system decides. So he's in for a rude awakening. She asks, how do I proceed with my life? I think I feel very limited in rebuilding my life because of the STD and my children. Sorry for my English. I'm not American. Wow. Man, I am so sorry for this lady. This is absolutely, absolutely awful. As far as the STD, I don't know what it is. It's incurable, so it could be the I don't know what's okay to say on YouTube. Could be the H word. It can be managed to an extent, I hear. There's resource groups out there. There's plenty of literature out there. You can talk to a doctor to be able to figure out what's my best options going forward to be able to manage this situation. He had to do it to you. That was awful. He's such a terrible person for this. I guarantee the other wife doesn't know. If I'm a betting man, I guarantee the other wife doesn't know. So that's the first thing. Consult a doctor. There's plenty of literature. There's support groups for you to be able to manage this, hopefully. There was one out there from the 70s, I believe 70s, 80s, and 90s there was no hope for once you got it. And now if it's that one, most of you know what I'm talking about. Then there's ways to manage that as well. I'm so sorry about that. That's just a terrible situation. As far as your kids, you didn't say the age of them. If they know this, they're gonna have to get therapy. They should know at some point when it's age appropriate for them to know about this. But as far as now, it's not okay for them to know about this. If they're super young, you're gonna have to be there for them to support them. Let the judge know all the stuff that he said, and go from there. Get legal representation, because they'll be able to help you out in this situation, to be able to give you guidance. Man, this is a bad situation. I'm sorry this happened to you, and I hope everything gets better, because wow, he messed you up. He messed you up. Guys, have some integrity. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't be this person. Don't be this dude. Don't have friends like this dude. This dude gives us a bad name. Have some integrity. Have some honesty. Don't cheat on your person. If you feel like you don't want to be with them more, simple as that. Don't be with them anymore. Go about a different way. If you are the person that you know that you get bored with the person that you're dating after a couple of years, don't get married. Just don't get married, so that you can have a clean break. Just don't get married. If you know you're that type of person, don't get married. Let them know. If they ask you about it, hey, I want to get married, what do you think about it? Tell them, hey, I'm just not the marrying type. They dig into that, then you got to have that conversation about that. But tell them, I'm not the marrying type. I'm never going to get married. It's not my thing for life. And let them know. Let them know that. All right, that's all I got for this one. Y'all put some comments down below. Let's talk about this one. Man, it's a bad situation. All right, I hope everybody has a good day. Please like, subscribe, comment, send me your messages through email. You see my email posted below, so that if you got a story that you want to talk about on the channel, send it to me. I'll read it. I keep things confidential. All right, hope everybody has a good day. I'll see you next time.